We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun.
Today, Jill and I talk about how to manage lawyers and accountants and other professionals in your land business. Like many, many topics, this thing came up.
Where did this come from?
Because of Discord.
Like, why would you possibly come up with this?
So what happened?
Like, this is not fun. Like, let's talk about taxes or something. Like, no one gets excited about that.
Well,
we're talking about lawyers and accountants.
People need to know. I don't like lawyers and accountants either. I am a recovering accountant.
I know that. I'm like,
this is the last thing I want to talk about today.
That's what I was going to say. I'm like, why are we doing this today? Why are we subjecting? Are we going to talk about raising young children after this?
No,
Okay.
Yeah, I don't talk about that either. Having a baby.
Okay, good. There we go.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free, and I hope you know by now, Jill and I instruct every quarter or so a session called Career Path. If this is your career, buying and selling land, or you want it to be, let us know. Maybe you might be a good candidate for Career Path.
It's a 10-week intense, taught by us program that is really for, like he said, for you, if you really want to hit this home and make this big. That's what this is. So, cool.
There's a big long string in Discord that started with a guy named Graham, who sent a bunch of letters out.
Is it H. Graham?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Sent a bunch of letters out to a state, like we always do, a county. And there were a bunch of several people, or let's just say one person that lived in Iowa but owned property in a different state. And it sparked a big issue because Iowa is I'll tell you about it in a minute. Anyway, it sparked a long session in Discord about how I deal with lawyers. And we have lawyers in our group. And it was funny to see what happened.
Some people get a little too upset. I understand there's a time to get upset about things when there's malicious intent or something like that. But
yes.
then
that's what I said in Discord, actually.
Yeah, when there's not that malicious intent, because I learned that phrase from you. When there's not malicious intent and it was just an accident, you're not taking anything from somebody. It's just like, throw my letter away. I don't know why people get all upset about that.
When I started buying and selling land, I went to meet with a lawyer a long time ago in the mid-90s, early 90s, and said, can I get in trouble for this? And so we sat down and I said, can I buy and sell land? Well, not really.
Oh, that's funny.
And so I asked all these questions. What do I need to do? Nope. His answer was no to everything. At the end, I said some version of this. So should I get out of bed tomorrow morning? And he looked at me and said, there's a lot of risk in that.
Yep.
And so this is Josiah. It's not necessarily a question, yeah.
So down the string, this is what one of our members wrote. Josiah said, if it were up to my attorney, I would have never, number one, rented out the bedrooms in my first house. Number two, bought rental property for long-term lease and hold. Number three, bought property to operate as short-term / vacation rentals because, by the way, in parentheses, vacationers will flush golf balls down your toilet, slip and fall and sue you, etc. Again, number four, things I should never do, I have done. Repaired guitars out of my backyard shop because there's a big liability there, apparently. I can only imagine all the problems he would have had with the land business. So that was his funny thing, like, which is, you're right. If you ask an attorney, should I do these things? No. Should I drive the car? No. Yeah.
Let's get this out of the way and we'll talk about the topic.
Okay.
Today's topic, how to manage lawyers and accountants and other professionals in your land business. This is the meat of the show. Are all lawyers bad? No. In fact, we have a great lawyer. He's a personal friend. Jill and I have been friends with them as long as I can remember, as long as I've lived in Arizona. So no, they're not all bad, but they need to be managed. Same thing with accountants. That this comes up in Discord a lot too. There are accountants that I look at as an accountant like this: get me out of paying taxes within the limits of the law.
Right.
And I look at a lawyer like that. Let's do this legally, but I want to push it right to the edge of legal.
I don't want to do that. I want everybody to walk away doing the right thing. That's what I want.
That's what I mean. So
I would like you, with your help everybody do the right thing here, because apparently not everyone's doing the right thing. So,
but I think there are a lot of lawyers that are standing on a soapbox with some type of intent or some type of agenda. Maybe even might even be political agenda to represent somebody who's been wronged. And so that's where I step away from that.
Right.
I understand advocacy. This is what happened in Discord. Somebody said we need an advocacy group for land so that we don't get pushed around. Oh, that's our job every day, to not to get pushed around.
Right.
That's up to the individual, up to us as investors and individuals. We're all entrepreneurs.
Do you know what?
We didn't become an entrepreneur with a ton of money rolling in because people pushed us around.
You know why I don't want that though? It's like, even if we had a group that was totally technically on our side here to defend us, they'd have their own list of rules too, that they say, here's the deal, I'm gonna defend you, but you can never do this, and this. I'd be like, now I got more rules I gotta remember.
Rules.
I don't want a lot of rules.
You nailed it.
I don't like that.
Less rules are better.
Well, I wonder about this. Think about these big firms you see them on TV and whatever. How many times are people kind of doing what they're told? They work for a big firm, and the firm might be telling them, I hate to say drag it out, but bill what you can.
That's why
I bet that there's attorneys, I hate to say it, that they walk in going, yippee-ki-yay, I just got this case, it's going to be 2 years of billing, and I can overlap it on this one and this one and this one. I'm like, it's not necessarily the right thing, but...
I absolutely know that's true. And then accountants too. Yeah. And again, I can say this stuff. I was an accountant. I lived this.
We know, because I can say this too now that I think about it. Who we are and how we operate our business and how we teach people to operate our business is not the same way as every other investor out there. And it's hard sometimes because I'm the guy running around doing the right thing. And sometimes there's not guys doing the right thing. And I go like, they're giving, us a bad name. It's not
sure.
right. So I get it, but that's not me. And I have to convince people a little bit. It's kind of like traveling abroad. You know what I mean? Traveling abroad. When you say you're an American, they all go, oh no, you American, you're going to ask for ketchup with everything. You don't understand this. You don't like that. You're going to complain. You don't know how we operate. You're going to make all these mistakes, but I'm always want to go, no, I promise I'm going to do my best to embrace your culture and not be that guy.
That's right, Jill.
I will not be that guy.
I totally agree with that. Every time I'm out of the country, usually now these days it's Mexico, I go overboard to not fill that stereotype.
Guy. Yeah, I love it. I know I'm doing it right when I don't even talk, and they can't. If you don't speak, they don't hear my accent. They're not sure where I'm from.
Yep.
I could even be from Spain or something. They have no idea. So. Yeah.
So my point here in this topic that Jill is so incredibly bored by is you can't throw a bunch of papers on an accountant or a lawyer's desk or any really vendor or professional that you're working with and just say, please do this. They will end up handling and managing you, and you don't want that. They need to be managed. And there's a very, very, very good possibility that the accountant that you pick is not going to be conducive with where you want to go.
Right.
We talked about this at the last live event. We buy and sell property in a lot of states. There are many, many tax accountants out there that believe that wherever you buy and sell property, that state, you need to file a state tax return there. I don't personally believe that, and neither does my accountant. It may be, I don't know. It might come back to bite us, and if it does, then we'll pay it. We'll pay it.
Well,
yeah.
Okay,
we'll address that when it happens. But
we weren't gone that long. Seriously,
it's not my opinion that that needs to happen. There are many accountants that believe that needs to happen. Why? Because they're running around scared.
Yeah,
they're scared that somebody's going to say, "You suck at this."
I don't know if I could do that job, because you know what? Both of those positions, they have layers upon layers upon layers of regulation, and they don't necessarily go, let's take that one out, delete it. No, they just add another layer on top of it. So you have to, it's kind of like the chain of title. You got to go back through the beginning of time and start fresh and go, here was the rule and here's where it changed, and here's where it got bent and here's a new little nuance to it. I couldn't do it.
I mean, I say all this knowing full well that there are people that are listening to this that can't turn this off fast enough because you just don't agree. But what it comes down to is respect. I have a healthy, rational, normal respect for the law. But I'm not going to, I don't run around just, kowtowing to the legal system.
Is this okay? Is this okay?
Asking for permission. There are some people some lawyers, many lawyers that I've met, many believe that they're put in this position to change rules and create laws and put bills through, they believe that the solution, that they're really helping society and humanity by creating more rules and laws. And I don't have any respect for that at all.
I understand. I know. You know what? I know we're not nuts when I say this sentence, and you'll know this is true. You get 4 attorneys or you get 4 accountants and you give them the same scenario, you're going to get 4 different answers.
Right. And so Jill, that's exactly right. So our job as entrepreneurs and land people are to pick the one out of those groups of 4 that works best for you.
Correct. There you go. Happy to save you and happy you could join us today.
Happy to save you?
I hope so.
I don't think we're saving anybody.
No, I hope we're saving someone by there going, great, because I hated that accountant. I thought he was nuts. Now I'm going to call another accountant. Yeah, you should do that. Dead serious. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week, you can find us here on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow, the episode on the Land Academy Show is called Working with Your Spouse in Your Land Business. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
Why do I feel you've been saving this up?
You know what happened? I looked back. We've been doing the show for 7 years now? It's episode number 1800-ish. I looked back at episodes that people really liked and got a lot of downloads.
They like this?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
They want to know, is it okay?
Are you still together?
And it's not okay. I'll tell you, spoiler alert.
This is great.
Don't work with your spouse.
This is funny. Here we go. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, by the way, in case you hadn't known, we have a brand new product that we launched this year. It's Land Academy 3.0, catching up with Land Academy. So we spent months, as you can imagine, updating, making the latest and greatest content, how we pull data now, how you troll for new areas. It's awesome. So check it out. Go to landacademy.com, or you can always reach out to our team at support@landacademy.com.
We are Jack and Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.